And happy checkpoint season. Today I'm just going to do a quick tutorial on how to complete a checkpoint in my teaching strategies. I am in my sandbox, but the steps are the same on your normal platform. So what you'll do is go to the Assess tab. From here, you're able to select checkpoint by child or checkpoint by class. I personally prefer checkpoint by child because you're able to focus on one child as you navigate through the entire checkpoint process. So from here, as it says to begin, choose a child, and here you'll see all of the children that are currently enrolled in your classroom. So I'll select Bella, 3 years old. On the next screen, you'll see the current checkpoint period. My teaching strategies normally defaults to your current period, but should it not, you're able to select the box and navigate to the term you need to go to. Over to the left, you'll see all of the domains, and then here it'll break down each domain into its objectives and dimensions. So to get started, you'll select your manager's feelings or whatever dimension you want to start on. And then on this screen, it'll again give you a checkpoint period. It'll show you the domain and then the objective, and then your dimensions and indicators are here. So here you have where you're in the progression view, and it's broken down by each level, and it shows up in multiples of 3. So you can use these arrows to navigate through and or go back and forward to select to get to whichever level you want to mark the child as. So I don't have any documentation in my sandbox, but should you have documentation, there'll be a file folder listed, which indicate a file folder shown, which indicates that you have documentation under that level for this child. So I have previously already marked this a 4, but if I had documentation from the term, it'll have a file folder here, which shows me that I've leveled her during the preliminary levels. I've selected a level 4, and sometimes it'll be different levels. So it may be a file folder under level 3, but you want to mark a level 4. So you just use your best judgment based on the documentation that you've gathered during the term. You'll select next to go to your the next objective and dimension that you want to choose. And then you'll continue selecting next until you've gone through all of the dimensions under social emotional. And I've already previously marked these, but you'll go through and you'll mark the current level that you want to um, level the child on. When the check mark is, or when the circle is filled in with a check mark, that indicates that you've selected it. And then the level that you've shown, the level that you've selected will show up over here right above Save and Close. So next, I've selected level 3 again. Level 3 shows here. Next, and again, level 3. But of course, when you're doing this for your class, you will select the appropriate level for the appropriate child. This is just a demo. So it's not an actual child and it's not an actual checkpoint that I'll be submitting. So once you've completed once you've completed all of the leveling under social emotional or whichever domain you're under, the next button will disappear and you'll only have a previous button, which lets you know that you've done all of the that you've leveled all of the indicators under this domain. So you'll be able to select Save and Close, and then it'll take you back to the very first screen. So over here, I want to show you what these circles mean. So the empty circles mean that you haven't started the leveling process. Should the circle be half full, that means you've started but you haven't completed them all. And should the circle be completely full like this one, that means I've went through and leveled everything, but I just need to finalize. So once you're sure that your levels are where you want them to be sure that you finalize each level. And once you finalize, the check mark will turn green. So you want to be sure that you have social, emotional, physical, language, cognitive literacy, mathematics, all with green levels once you are complete with the checkpoint process. So you'll want to go through each domain, select the dimension, select the levels, select next, select your level, select next, select your level, select next. Also, if you want to say that you need to run to the restroom or a child has woken up from nap or something and you need to come back and do this later, be sure that you save and close so that it saves your progress. And so now you can see a half empty circle, which shows me that I still need to come back and complete something before I'm able to finalize. So should you ever need to come back and do something later, be sure that you save and close so that your progress is saved. So you can always come back and select the empty circle, which means you haven't selected a level. And again, the next button is gone because I've leveled everything within this domain. I can select save and close, and then I want to select finalize, and then now I have two objectives and dimensions done. Two domains completely leveled and finalized. So once you've completed all of 6 of these, and this is for my program in particular, and I know that other people watch these, but for our program in particular, we only do social, emotional, physical, language, cognitive literacy, and mathematics. So that's all that you all will, in our program, will need to focus on. And once I would have completed everything for Bella, I would go back and select checkpoint by child. Then I would go to Jonathan, 3 years old. So you just want to make sure that you remember to go through all the students in your program and make sure that you get a green check mark in all of these boxes. And that's all you have to do. Um, of course, if you have any questions, you're able to email me at kanisha@auburn.edu, or you can leave a comment below, and I'll be sure to check the comments more often this time. I appreciate you watching, and let me know if you have any questions. Have a great day.